Welcome and good morning to this very special event, Veterans Day 2016. It's a very special time and a great opportunity to honor those who are serving, those who did serve, and families of which are related to the men and women who have served. Those of you know I have a soldier, my son's a soldier, and I know the commitment that these men and women have given to our country. I know the commitment that those of us in the audience have given in support to those who have supported our country. And at Washburn Tech, we are very proud of our veterans and our student body and the support that we have the opportunity to give. It is a very special day. It is a day we should never forget and never not start thinking about. We've been through an interesting week in this country, and no matter where you stand on any of those decisions that were made, this is America. It is the greatest country in the world, and the privileges we have because of our veterans and the commitment they made. I ask that we never forget the value and the opportunities that we have because they did sacrifice. So it's a pleasure today to welcome all of you to this Veterans Day activity. I would ask that the child care come forward before the Pledge of Allegiance. Could you please rise for the presenting of colors?
Shoulder, Hudson, up. Gary, go. Ready, cut. Forward, touch. Counter march. Hutch. Go, halt, reset, go.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us also, Jacinta Justice, in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
the Topeka High Junior ROTC program for their presentation of the college today. Thank you so much. At this time, our little learners will present carnations. Or veterans? No, to them. Excuse me. Carnations. All right, thank you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you today the keynote speaker, Dan Schmidt. And Dan is a native of Topeka, Kansas. Please be seated. Thank you. Okay. Dan is a native of Topeka, Kansas, and served in the United States Air Force from 1971 to 1992. Earned 14 campaign ribbons and medals. Served in Vietnam. Earned both the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year Award and the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Year of the Award. He also was very instrumental in creating the critical quality control protocols that are still used today in the United States Air Force. After leaving the Air Force, Dan earned his MBA from Washburn University. He worked for the City of Topeka Security Benefit Group, Topeka Technical College, before managing the continuing education program at Washburn University. He did this for 10 years on that 17th Street campus. Last 5 years at Washburn Tech on this campus before retiring this year, June of 2016. Dan, please come forward.
Well, welcome, veterans, friends of veterans, graduates, students, and to my fellow Vietnam brothers and sisters. I'm glad you made it. So today we're going to, I was honored, first of all, to be asked to be here. I thought, my gosh, I'm too young for this, but thank you. Okay. So I'll tell you my story. It's kind of a there and back again. But as a prelude to my story, I'd like to talk a little bit about the trauma of war. Has had many names over the years. Go ahead. Thank you. As you can see behind me, we see that World War I was shell shock, World War II is battle fatigue, and now we know it's PTSD. So just as a history look at, we start studying these problems that our soldiers were having. In World War I, from the British, which is the only one who actually did any studies at all, 80,000 of their folks had problems. Among those problems was if you bayonet someone in the face, you develop a tick. Stab you in the stomach, you get stomach cramps. Our snipers went blind. Okay, these kinds of things. So, and guess what? Trouble sleeping. Terrible nightmares. So I like to read this idea of what war is. We kind of understand the more stressful situation it gets in combat, no more stressful. Before your strangers, whom you must kill. Your neighbors beside you, your soldiers, dying. You can join them. You're exhausted, you're filthy, you're tired. How do you explain that? We go to Audie Murphy. I remember the experience as I do a nightmare. A demon seemed to have entered my body. Okay, that's the demons that we face. Go ahead, battle fatigue, World War II. Became a new name, shell shock and battle fatigue. Did some studies, it's a problem. It's an emotional problem, okay? Wounded and so forth. They started seeing to treat this. How are we going to treat it? Okay. The 1st Armored Division sent their mentals to the rear, 3 to 5 days. Let them eat, let them get rested, let them be safe, then they can do their job. They can be a soldier again. Okay? Now we have PTSD. So we're looking at building all this together, we're bringing it together, and we see this is what you have to be qualified for PTSD. You have to have the flashbacks. You have to stay away from locations. 4th of July, I go to movies. I don't like the sounds, okay? Easily startled, feeling tense, feeling nervous, even talking about it. 2 categories of the mood, so you look at those. Go ahead. So how does this come about? You have to have some way of recognizing what made this happen. So we have the risk factors, and then we also have the decisional factors. Okay, please. How about this? Living through a dangerous adventure. Getting hurt. Seeing dead bodies. Maybe something happened in your childhood that made you worry about this stuff. Okay. How about helplessness? You ever have these feelings? Or don't know what's going on? How about no social support? How about that one? Okay. How do you deal with the stress? Such as a loved one or your friend. Having a history of mental illness. Like you know I. Okay. Or maybe substance abuse. Okay. So what makes you stand away from that? What makes it better for you? What makes it better is the fact that you seek support, like today. Okay, you have a support group. Okay, find that support group, friends, family. Learn to feel good about what you did. Take pride. Take pride. Okay. What is your coping strategy? You have to develop one. Whether you want to or not, you have to. And you have to feel responsible. Go ahead. So now my story, for the young ones out here, go back a few years, okay, a lot of years, 60 to 75, okay. Let's look at Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, were assassinated at that time. Named in history books to some of you. President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. We had riots in the streets, okay. What happened in Vietnam? It escalated. More and more. You see nightly visions on your television at the news, body counts, what's going on. I still can't eat at the table. Can't watch the news. How about war protests? See the next one? Here's a bad one. So how does that relate to me? My story. Let me grab something here. Get my notes set up. Graduated high school. 1969. 18 years old. Going on 27. Okay. A little above average student. Good enough to get a scholarship at Washburn. Okay. Roman Catholic. This is my background. This is my base. Okay. 70. I'm at Washburn, working part-time at St. Francis Hospital. And this before they did the safe thing about needles. I was pricked in the lab. Became extremely ill. Out of class for 3 weeks. Failed my classes. Since I was the first one in to attend a college, my parents weren't aware of the fact that they could get me a medical waiver. It did not happen. So what happened? The draft came along. I do number 4. I've always been lucky that way. With the good numbers. Wish I could do lottery that well. So instead of having them come pick me up or haul me off screaming, I said, okay, talk to my dad, talk to my uncles, talk to my family, and said, okay, they got me. What are we going to do about it? Here, Mark, do not go Army, do not go Navy, do not go Marines. We've already had representation there, so you have to go Air Force. Well, I couldn't swim, so I decided Air Force it is. Okay. So I went in, and lucky for me, I did real good on my physical side, did real good on the schooling side. They put me in security forces, got my assigned classes. I did well. As such an underachiever that I am, so I said, you know what, we need to get you to combat school. We need you to have training in combat. So I did. It was my job. That's what I did. 71 saw me on an aircraft to Taipei, Thailand Air Base. We landed. We'll go through a couple of missions I went on just so you have an idea of how I fell into some of those PTSD areas and what I did to overcome that. Number 1, seek and find missions. 10-man squad, airdropped along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. We did what we had to do. Seek and find, not seek and destroy. Seek and find. Find the enemy, make your counts, get picked up, go back to intel, go back in if needed, assist in the ambush. Usually Laos, Cambodia. Okay. Had a few missions there. I lost a few men that time. We looked at, we came back, we get a little R&R, 3 or 4 days, and we'd be off again. During the time that we were sleeping, if you were alone in your cruise area, you may not wake up. There was a spy on base that was killing our soldiers. If you were alone, you may end up dead, just trying to get sleep. Kind of an impossible thing to happen. I found a suspect. I turned the suspect in. He was a friendly. They couldn't prove it. But 2 weeks later, they caught him. He was executed. Rightly so. And just so you know, it's not just the enemy to be afraid of. I ran into a king cobra. Remember a king cobra? 18-foot, biggest snake, nasty thing. Very deadly. I walk out of my house, walk down to get something to eat, pops up in front of me and chased me. I could only run so far and hit a wall. My friend, lucky as I was falling down, and the cobra was dropping on me because they can only drop. They have to just drop on you. The man came along with a shovel, one of my best friends, and hit it just as it almost hit me. I could see his face. I could see it coming on me, and it was gone. I laid there for a while. Picked me up, we went and had a drink or two. 1 or 2 anyway. I owe that man my life. We had no anti-venom, so I would not have survived. So as you can see, he faced death a number of times, as did a lot of my brothers. So what happened when you returned home at that time? Remember, the political climate being what it was, and trying to keep the count down, Nixon had us fly into an air base, and they put us in a hangar, had a steel cage around it, they stuck us in there. And if you admitted to having any issues, you were not allowed to go home. You had to go to the hospital, get a discharge. They pack your house and send you home as a disgrace. That's how I looked at it. So what did you admit? Yeah, I'm fine. Send me home. I want to see my family. I want to be somewhere safe. So I went home. Okay, they put me on a commercial flight. Didn't wear civilian clothes. I had to wear my uniform. That's all I had. I was spit on, called bad names. But that's the culture. Learn to live with it, right? Okay. So who's my support group? Only veterans from Vietnam. Go ahead. So I had the support the whole time I was in, 21 years. When I got out, no support. So it will come to a head. Okay. I don't need help. I could do it. No support. Don't send me this, Rick. I don't need it. Well, I did. I woke up bad way. I got help. I just stayed with my family. Got help. So sometimes they're buried. I got help, I was fine, or so I thought. One day in class, a smell, a sound, trachea, or a sight. I sat in class, in my MBA program, had me man sat next to me. My immediate response, fight or flight. Kill or be killed. I learned to cope. I asked him to move and he did. I went in for a tune-up. My demon had come out that I'd forgotten about. But I handled it. It can be handled. It's almost over. It's almost there. Sometimes, I told you this not to shock you, but to say we face problems. get a tune-up. Get your help. Seek assistance. Right. Today is good. Today we have support. Call the number. If you want to keep this, I put brochures on the back table. Pick one up. All the instructors pick up the metal ones, hang it in your room. Get the help you need. Fight the demons. Thank you.
Dan, thank you. Thank you to the family for being here too, and the support. Thank you for sharing.
Appreciate it.
Things have to be said.
Yes, I do.
Things have to be dealt with. We need support. So thank you so much. This time I'd like to ask Stephen Bundy to come forward, say a few words.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Bundy, and I am the president of the Washburn Tech Student Government Association. And it is my privilege to speak for a few moments as we honor our veterans on this day. The brave men and women who have served and protected the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are parents, children, and grandparents. They are friends, neighbors, and co-workers, and an important part of our communities. These veterans are part of our Washburn Tech community, and today we honor their service. It is one thing to talk of sacrifice, but another to live it. For those who have served and the families of those who are left behind, we can only honor their service and presume to understand your reality. On this Veterans Day, let us remember the service of our veterans, and let us renew our national promise to fulfill our sacred obligations to our veterans and their families who have sacrificed so much that we can live free. Today, let us remember those who currently serve far away from their families. Let us remember those who have paid the ultimate price in defense of their country. Let us remember those who have returned from war with scars that will never heal. And let us honor our veterans who we have the privilege of knowing and working with here at Washburn Tech. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. For this time, our veterans will be presented with buttons and pins.
And I had to start again.
I want to say thank you to Lynn Dawson, student government. Thank you so much for all that you've done for this opportunity to share and to honor. As we conclude this, once again, thank you to our veterans. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you to the families. Please never forget that the commitment comes even far beyond our soldiers. This is the greatest country in the world, and we are proud to be an American. Thank you for attending. There are refreshments in the back. Have a glorious and great Veterans Day. God bless. Thank you.